would just say there's two things. One is it comes down to how we treat people, in my mind, and treating people with respect, with connection. People want to be seen and heard. And the more we can do that through various personal behaviors, willing to be vulnerable, becoming good listeners, my success, personally as a leader has been when I've been able to connect with people and let them feel like I recognize who they are and make space for them. So I think that's really important. The other is that there are just so many different leadership techniques, styles, theories out there. There's no unifying theory of leadership. Some of these things work great in a particular situation, some of them not as great. So I'm always interested in pursuing and knowing about what's out there that I can find, applicable and useful in any given situation where I find myself. I'm not going to, fall on my sword over any one particular school of thought, any one particular technique, any one particular assessment. I find many of them useful and interesting and illuminating, but there's really, for me, no one size fits all. There's one secret answer.
Yeah. Should I go next or?
Yes.
All right. So I spent, I think, 25 years of my career as a leader at various levels. And I thought a lot about it. And my single favorite line about leadership is from Ron Heifetz, his book, Leadership on the Line. And it's something like a leader, a successful leader, whatever it is, disappoints his followers at a rate they can tolerate. When I heard that line, I love that line. I mean, there's just a lot there, and it speaks a lot to connections with people because you don't know what the rate they can tolerate is unless you know them. And then secondly, it also speaks to that sometimes the leader has to do hard things, you know, but he or she has to do them at a rate they can tolerate. So that's one thing. And then so in total, I have five things to say. The second thing I want to say is that when people ask me my management philosophy, I have for about 20 years had a one-word answer: conversation. My management philosophy is conversation. And then the last thing is my experience has led me to distill leadership to three things. What uniquely is the responsibility of the person in the leadership position? Because I've thought about this a lot. And I would say the first one, I think they're in order, but I could put the order differently on any given day. But the first one I almost always mention is matching the right person to the right job. I think like 80 to 90% of performance issues in organizations is a mismatch between the individual's talent and what the job requires. And if you get that right, really, the leader can just go take a nap, basically. The second one is if they're not napping, the unique thing a leader can do is assess the health of the network in which their unit is operating. So you're a unit, you're doing X, Y, or Z, but there's a whole kind of thing around you, ecosystem that your unit is in, and how you relate to that ecosystem can get unbalanced, or the ecosystem can change, and all of a sudden you need to do more of this and less of that. And it's hard for all the individuals who are doing their own thing to get that optic, but so presumably that's the unique responsibility of the leader. And then the third, which is very much connected to that one, is anticipation. So what is the unique thing a leader should be able to do, at least more of, maybe not better than, but more of than everyone else in their unit should be think ahead, anticipation. So those are my five thoughts about leadership that I've held on to for at least a couple of decades now.
They make an acronym out of them.
Oh no, no, no.
A fun acronym.
Oh.